Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video covering Artisan's new Type-99. This is a control pad. It is on the slower side of their, what I would refer to as a balance pad, the Artisan Zero, and obviously a lot slower than the Artisan Raiden. I think those right there are probably the best Artisan pads. And I think the Type-99 does offer a lot in their lineup in terms of people that are looking for something a little bit slower than a Artisan Zero. It is a smooth surface, and it is pretty similar to two other pads on the market. I'm going to throw those up and put all three of them under a microscope and just go over a little bit of the changes, and I'll show you guys a glide test between the Zero and the Type-99. Overall, I'm somebody who prefers something a little bit faster, and recently I've just been staying on glass because it's very consistent. But overall, again, it's a good pad. I just don't think that anybody who is looking for that shocking revelation of something very, very new on the market, what we kind of expect from Artisan, again, with the Hien, that was very unique for its time, the Raiden and the Zero, all at or around their time being really unique on the market. This, I think, is not as unique. It's not going to be as big of a revelation when you guys get this, but it is a good pad. So let's get into it. All right, so first, to compare it to a Artisan Zero, I have the orange version of the Zero. It is a little bit more coarse, whereas the Type-99 is very smooth. And the Type-99 is actually very consistent on both X and Y, both in glide feel and in speed. So again, a very nice pad that just feels like it has slowness compared to most balance pads like the Zero. And on both dynamic and on static, you'll feel that reduction in speed. If you are somebody who gets very jittery, I do think the Type-99 is very good for tack shooters because your mouse really does come to a complete stop, and that initial friction feels to me a little bit higher than something like the Zero. So for those holding angle moments, it is going to be very easy to keep your mouse still compared to even what I would refer to as a balance pad with the Zero. Just using the default skates on the Viper V3, I think it's probably the best test because you guys are probably used to at least default skates on mice on pads. But you can, again, really feel that reduction in speed on dynamic when the mouse is in movement. And on those slow, staticky movements, you do feel that extra control. On glide, you guys can see a little bit, although it's obviously a little hard for you guys to get a true feel of that speed. But again, it is going to be a smoother feel on glide, a smoother feel on the skin, and I would say like 2 ticks slower in feel to a Artisan Zero. If you already own the Wales Rizz, I probably would not buy the Type-99. They are very similar. I only have the monochrome version of the Rizz, but I'll put the Artisan 99 under a microscope for you guys and show you what it looks like on the screen. And then I will show you the Rizz monochrome on the screen under a microscope as well. They both feel very smooth. The Type-99 in black feels a little bit more coarse than the Rizz. And you can see that the weave, just by looking at it, is a little bit more open than the monochrome Rizz. On glide feel, however, both of these pads feel very smooth and about the same speed, both that reduction in dynamic and that reduction in static you're going to get with both of these pads. They're too similar in performance feel to say to get one or the other. So if you're somebody who likes a pattern, I would maybe look at the Rizz, or if you're somebody who needs that additional size, although the Artisan now does come in 500 by 490. But the only difference is on circular movements with these particular skates. I do feel just a ever so slight kind of tug feel on the monochrome Rizz, whereas the Type-99 does feel ever so slightly more open. So again, very close in terms of overall feel on glide and overall speed, with both of them feeling about the same speed and about the same performance. The next pad that is actually surprisingly close to the Rizz and the Type-99 is this pad from Esports Tiger. Even just gliding my mouse horizontally, it feels very similar on horizontal glide. On vertical, it does feel quite similar as well, a little bit slower than the Type-99. The big difference between these two is on dynamic, this pad feeling quite a bit slower than the Type-99. So if you're somebody who needs even a little bit more control but wants a similar experience to a Type-99, the Esports Tiger pad, if you like the design, is awesome. The foam feel, and this is a soft Type-99, but the foam feel pushing in is actually quite similar. The Type-99 getting a little bit more depth, a little bit easier, but overall the performance on both of these pads is very close. And under a microscope, you guys can see the difference in comparison of the weave as well, the Esports Tiger pad under a scope and the Type-99 under a scope. If you are more inclined to be in the price bracket of the Esports Tiger pad, because the performance is too similar and the glide feel is very similar, on the skin it's smoother. The Type-99 is a little bit more coarse on the skin. I should add that in. But again, performance and glide feel, super, super similar. So it is a very good pad. It's a nice pad in the Artisan lineup. Again, a little bit smoother and less coarse than a Artisan Zero. It is still a weave that is a little bit open, so the specks and little hairs, if you have animals, do get stuck inside. That's really my only complaint. I find myself wiping it a lot. I think the textile will probably wear down over time because it is kind of like a standard feeling cloth textile that you can already see a little bit of discoloration on. Overall, though, it is a nice pad in the Artisan lineup, and if you do need a little more control than a Zero, I think this could be a great pad for you. Again, a big thing for control pads for me, I don't like feeling that magnetism on glide. I don't get that here on static or on dynamic. It's just a solid control pad that has a reduction in speed. Again, it's going to compete with the Rizz. It's going to compete with that Esports Tiger pad, and they have another pad too, the Feng Ling from Esports Tiger. If you already have a GSR, again, it's going to compete with other very good control pads. So it's not this huge revelation like maybe the first time you tried a Hien back in the day, or a Zero, or an Atsu. It's more something that might feel familiar. So it doesn't really have that wow factor when you first try it. But nonetheless, again, a very good pad from Artisan. That's really all I have for this one, guys. Any questions in the comments, let me know. I hope it helped. If it did, please leave a sub to the channel. See you guys in the next review. Peace.